everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Susan. So I am so happy to be back in front of the camera. Not sure if you've seen my posts on Facebook and Instagram, but I unfortunately was tested positive for COVID. Luckily it was a mild version and the symptoms were manageable, but I'm feeling better. Not 100%, but I'm definitely feeling better, and I'm anxious to get back to filming again and providing some really good content and that's entertaining for all of you. So today's video is one that I meant to do about a week ago before COVID hit me. And this is my Holy Grail products of 2020. I have gathered in front of me here all my favorite beauty products that I have used frequently in 2020, and probably will continue to use a great deal of these even beyond 2020 and into the rest of this year. So let's get started. Any of the products that I reference will be linked in the description box below, and let's get started. So the first thing I want to start off with is sort of skincare related. I have been using Bioderma micellar water now for a very long time. And this is actually my Holy Grail micellar water. This is available at Walgreens, and I believe you can get it at other purveyors as well. You could probably get it on Amazon and so forth, and of course on the Bioderma website. But this is so nice. It is cool and soothing. It cleans a lot of your makeup off. If I've done a real deep clean the night before, cleansing my skin, removing makeup, cleansing it, and doing an exfoliation or a glycolic treatment, the next day I like to keep things pretty mild. So I'll use a little Bioderma on a cotton round and just clean my face with that. But on days like today when I'm wearing makeup, then what I'm going to do, what I normally do is I use a makeup remover cloth and I douse it with this and get all my makeup off. Then I go do a double cleanse. And so this is the only micellar water that I will probably continue to buy. I will tell you that if your price point's a little lower, this one isn't at all expensive. I think it's under $15, might be $12. But if you're looking for something that's $9 or less, the Garnier one is also very good. But again, this is my favorite. Now for toner, this is one, again, I started using this early 2020. And I have been, you can see I'm almost out of this one. Love this toner. In fact, I just recently bought a backup. This is the Aven Gentle Toning Lotion. And what's so nice about this is it's great for sensitive skin. I have very dry skin. It has a nice light scent. It's not overpowerful at all. But what I like about it is this is made with the Aven Thermal Spring Water, which has great healing properties. So that is a holy grail of mine as far as toner goes. Again, available at Walgreens, probably on their website. You could probably even get it through Amazon. I will link everything down below, along where I actually found the products. Let's move on to primers. So my Holy Grail primers that I started using these, I want to say in the fall of 2019, and have fallen in love and continue to use these continuously when I'm doing my makeup. The first one is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is incredible. You can see I'm pretty much almost out of that. I have a little clinging to the sides in there. I do have a backup, thank goodness of this, because I use this more than anything else. This has the most intoxicating citrusy aroma, and I always get sort of I hate to say it this way, but a breath of fresh air when I apply this to my face. I just feel so renewed. And it's highly moisturizing, and it's a great primer base. Again, I have dry skin. This is perfect for my dry skin. And then I do like to use a pore refining primer. I have tried many. I've tried the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which is good, but it's not great. I've tried other, like the Smashbox blurring primer. I've tried quite a few, and I don't think they work as good as this one. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Smoothing Timeless, the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is another one which I am almost out of. This is the one that works the best for me. I use this on my enlarged pores. Now again, I have dry skin. I don't have oily or combination skin, but when your skin ages as you mature, your skin can drag a bit, which will cause enlarged pores, and that's my situation. So I have the enlarged pores here and on my nose and all around my mouth, and I put that on those areas and it totally erases the pores. It is my all-time favorite. So as far as primers go, my absolute holy grails are these two. Now I'm going to show you two alternatives that I use a lot as well. For hydrating, I love the Pixie Rose Flash Balm. This is, again, one of those priming moisturizers that work so well. I happen to love the fragrance of roses. So if you don't love roses, this won't be for you. But it is not a heavy, cloying rose fragrance. It is a lovely, light rose fragrance, which I love, and it's very moisturizing. But what I also love about this is it gives your skin a beautiful glow. And, you know, it makes your skin look very glowy before you even apply any foundation. And then for a pore minimizing primer, these Revlon Prime Plus primers are actually quite good. I have two different ones. This is the one for perfecting and smoothing. And it doesn't work as good as the Tarte, but it does a darn good job. The Tarte Clean Slate is, I want to say, around $28 maybe, whereas this one is maybe $9 or $10. And as far as the Bobbi Brown, this is $65, I believe. And the Rose Flash Balm, I want to say, is $21. So, I mean, those are some good lower cost alternatives for that. Now moving on to foundations, and I do have three that I want to talk about. These are the three foundations I used all year last year. And by the way, I didn't say it, but everything I'm talking about, except for alternatives, is on my face today. So I'm using the Bobbi Brown and the Tarte Clean Slate Smoothing Primer. Now for foundation, I have two high-end in a drugstore. These two I used a lot in 2020, off and on. This one here is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. It has SPF 45, which is a great a great foundation. It has that hydrating property in there, and it really helps make this go on and smooth on beautifully and look like skin and not like foundation. That's the one thing, that's a big pet peeve of mine when it comes to foundations. I don't like them that look cakey and unnatural. They've got to look like skin. And this is a really nice one for that. Again, if you have oily or combination skin, you know, you could probably still use this and still it would probably look fine. The other one I use is the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion. This one is also a beautiful foundation. Again, very full. Both of them are, well, the Estee Lauder one isn't quite, I would say it's medium coverage, whereas the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion, I would say, is medium to full. And this is just a nice, lightweight, it doesn't settle into lines and wrinkles. It looks beautiful on the skin. And then my drugstore version, which is what I'm wearing today, is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. This stuff is wonderful. It's an excellent drugstore alternative to a full coverage foundation. You know, this does a good job of concealing my dark spots and any redness on my face. And it just, as you can see, look at it. I mean, it looks like skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. So those three have been my holy grail foundations. Let's move on to concealers. So there have been two concealers that I've been using consistently in 2020. The first one is my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Beautiful. It smooths under the eyes. It doesn't make the eyelid area under there look crepey. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It blends well. I love this one for high end. For drugstore, however, this is one of my favorites. I have two Maybelline favorites. I have this one and the Instant Age Rewind, but since I've been using the Age Rewind off and on, I'm giving that one sort of a break. I finished up the one I had, and now I'm giving that one a break and sticking with my Fit Me. This one is what I'm wearing today under the eyes. Look at how nice and smooth that looks under there. There is no crepiness. It doesn't emphasize lines and wrinkles under the eyes. And it's a wonderful drugstore alternative. Now for powder. Now, I have two in front of me, one high-end, one drugstore, and I have to say the drugstore one I have been reaching for more often than the high-end. And that's the number 7 Lift and Illuminate setting powder. Now, mine's loaded with fingerprints because I use this all the time. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous powder. This is incredibly creamy feeling and extremely finely milled. This is what I'm wearing all on my face today. Under the eyes, it looks gorgeous. Again, doesn't emphasize lines and wrinkles. And I have it also all over the perimeter of my face as well. Now, my favorite high-end so far, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrushed Flawless Finish Powder. I've hit pan on this. I just ordered myself a backup because this is my number 1 Holy Grail high-end powder. I have a few others that I interchange, but this one I always return back to. Again, that same creamy texture, very finely milled, and it blends beautifully on the skin and makes your skin look flawless. Let's go into some bronzer before we do the eyes. We'll finish with the complexion. So I have two bronzers here that have been my holy grails this year. Well, I should say in 2020. The first one is my Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer in Tantric. This one is such a flattering bronzer shade for my skin tone. And I've been using this, I would say a good half the time I've used this one, and the other half I've used the other one I'm going to talk about next. This is very nice and soft, but it's very, very smooth on the skin. Adds a nice little bit of a shadow and a little bit of warmth, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous bronzer. However, my favorite Holy Grail drugstore bronzer is the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. This was in shade 01. This is a phenomenal bronzer. The shades on this one and the Marc Jacobs are quite similar. Oh, I'm looking at it, but this one's a little bit, just a tiny bit darker actually. But the tone on this one, it's not very warm, which is nice. Again, a very soft feeling powder. Okay, blends really nicely on the skin. It's a very flattering tone for me. And again, those are the two bronzers that I have gone back to all year in 2020. And then lastly, for the face, we have some highlighters. Now, I love Ofra highlighters. I think they're some of the best highlighters in the market, in the beauty industry. And my favorite one that I have several, I think I have four, I have four Ofra highlighters. And this one I have to say is my favorite. This is the highlighter in Start Inspired, which is the collab that they did with Samantha March. And she is one of my favorite YouTubers. And I did get her whole PR package that I ordered from Ofra. And I've got the lip products, the blushes, and the bronzer and the highlighter. And I did say lip products, yeah. And this is the Start Inspired highlighter. You've got this gorgeous pale champagne. Some champagne highlighters are too dark for me. I'm fair skinned, so anything darker than this looks unnatural. It creates a shadow instead of a highlight. So, but this is gorgeous. And then it's mixed with this pale, the palest of pink highlighters. Mixed together, stunning, stunning. I always swirl my brush through all of them and blend it together. Look at that stunning highlighter. But yet it's not unnatural looking. It doesn't emphasize lines and texture. I don't have a lot of texture necessarily on my skin, but it doesn't emphasize any little lines or anything. It's just gorgeous. Now for drugstore, now I've heard all over YouTube people talk about the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. Well, I bought the original one that everybody was talking about, but when I got it, it was a champagne shade that was just too dark for my skin tone. So when I went online at Ulta to see what other shades they have, I realized they had a lighter shade. So I ordered it. That's this one right here. It looks rather icy, but it's deceiving. This is in Be My Space Light. And this is just a pretty, I'm wearing it today. This is such a pretty highlighter. But it's really natural. And for daytime, I don't know if you can see that right there, but for daytime, it is perfect for mature skin. It gives a little bit of highlight and lift to the face, but it doesn't emphasize lines and wrinkles on mature skin. Okay, and I forgot to talk about blush. Let's make sure we get that in. So 2 blushes I've used quite a bit is the Benefit Dandelion Blush. I love this blush. It is a beautiful pink shade. In fact, this is the shade I am wearing today on my cheeks. It's just a stunning pale pink shade. It's gorgeous. It blends in beautifully. But the other half the time, I have been using this Essence blush. Now, I don't know if you can get it anymore, but there is, on Ulta, I believe there is an alternative, a substitute, so to speak, that is extremely close to this. This is the Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade 20 Satin Love. And this is a very neutral, pinky nude colored blush that is perfect on my no makeup days. Today I'm wearing a little more makeup than a no makeup look, and I'm wearing my Benefit Dandelion. But on my no makeup days, and I'm gonna actually be doing a video, no makeup look for mature skin, and I highlight 3 features: my eyes, my cheeks, and my lips. And basically all I do is I fill my brows in with a little shaded brow gel and apply mascara. I apply a little bronzer or blush on the cheek and a little tinted, lip balm on the lips, and I go out the door, basically. So, and this blush is perfect for those kind of days. I find myself reaching for this a lot. And like I said, if I can't find this exact shade, I will link the closest substitute, but I believe it's quite close. Now let's move on to the eyes. We're going to talk about brows. Now, I have consistently loved Benefit brow products, and I will always be a Benefit brow girl. I love their brow products. I think they're the best in the industry, in my opinion. My favorite is the Precisely My Brow Pencil. I get mine in shade 3. And it has this nice super fine tip, which just really, what I do is I outline my brows and then I fill them in. And then I use the spoolie and blend it all in. And it just makes for a nice natural looking brow that's not too drawn on. Let me show you what I mean. See that? Just natural looking brows that are not looking drawn on. And then for brow setter, I have the 24-hour brow setter. It's my favorite clear brow gel. I always have backups. In fact, I have a backup of both of these because this is almost out and so is this. But this I use all the time. If I'm doing a no makeup look, I'll use my Gimme Brow instead. And that's the only thing I'll use on a no makeup day. But I do have a couple of drugstore alternatives. I did a full look of Milani Cosmetics a while back, probably a month or so ago. And I've discovered this Milani Precision Brow Pencil. And this is actually quite good. Again, it's got a nice super fine tip. I don't know if you can see that. Nice super fine tip. And it's got that nice spoolie on the end. And this works quite well. It's a nice drugstore alternative to the Benefit. You can also use, I don't have it, but you can also use the NYX micro brow pencil. That one's excellent as well. For a drugstore clear brow gel, there's so many on the market to choose from. This one I selected because of the way it controls the brow hairs and for the cost, and that's the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. This works really well to keep your brows very neat and tidy after you fill them in. I like how it has a little bit of a longer, almost like a mascara wand, because it really does do a very quick job, and it sets them down for all day, really. Now, eyes. Let's move on to like eyeshadow. So what I do is, oh, I forgot to talk about a brow product, and forgive me. This is the Benefit High Brow Glow, and it's this new toned pencil that has a beautiful shimmer. Now, I don't use a real shimmery shadow under my brow. I use this. Basically, what I do is, after I fill in my brows and set them with the brow gel, I go under the arch with this pencil, and then I take a little slanted brush and I blend it out. And then I move on with my eye look. So I'm not wearing any shadow under there, but that little shimmer you see is that high brow glow. Then what I like to do, I tend to use concealer a lot on my lids just to set them and to help my shadow to last longer. What I have done for years, not just in 2020, but years prior, is I buy the Wet n Wild Color Icon Single in Creme Brulee, and I use this to set my lids. And this is like a perfect skin tone shade for me. And I use a nice brush, like I use this one here from Smashbox. This is the one I've been using lately. This is, I believe, a highlighter brush, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? I've had it for a while. It's kind of worn off, but this is perfect. It's sort of slanted. I don't know if you can see that. And it blends the shadow in to set my lids really well. This one, as you can see, I've hit pan on that, and I've already got a backup of that one. Now for shadows. So I have a couple of different ones here. The one that I purchased in early 2020 and have used consistently throughout is the Buxom Boss Babe Dolly palette. I love these shades. These are right up my alley. I love these sort of pinky, burgundy, plummy kind of shades. I think they complement my eye color, which is, it is a brown with just a hint of green in there. And I think it really complements it well. And they go on smooth, they blend well, they're pigmented, they last. I really love these. I'm wearing today, let's see, this shade is my transition shade. I'm wearing this shade in the crease, and I'm wearing this shade on my lid, and just all blended out. I used a BK Beauty fluffy blending brush, and I just used that for all the shades with the exception of the shimmery one on the lid. Beautiful, beautiful. Now for drugstore alternatives, I have reached into these two over and over again in 2020, and I don't think they've been out. I think they came out, I want to say, in the spring of 2020, maybe? I'm not really sure. I recall that correctly. But the two favorites I have right now, these are the e.l.f. Bite-Size Eyeshadow Palettes. And the two that, I have several of these, but the two that I've used more frequently is Rose Water, which is this one right here. Again, similar tones to the Boss Babe Dolly palette. Beautiful, beautiful light. This is beautiful, just smudged out in the outer V. Gorgeous. They blend beautifully. This is a nice matte shade right here. I use as a transition. That in the crease, and then usually a combination of these two shimmers on the lid. The other one is Cream and Sugar. Is it Cream and Sugar or Cream and Coffee? Yep, Cream and Sugar. And these are sort of more brown, neutral nude tones. You've got this one right here, which is a beautiful matte. You've got this one, which is a, I would say it's a No, that's definitely, it's like a satin, I would say. There's no real shimmer in there, but it's like a satin. And then I've got these two shimmer shades here. Again, beautiful, beautiful transition, crease, and then a combination of these on the lid. Really lovely eyeshadows from e.l.f. And they're extremely affordable. They were $3 a piece. Now, the last eye product I'm going to talk about is mascara. And as you know, if you followed my channel, I test out a million mascaras all the time. That is one of the things that I am very picky about, is the mascara that I use. And the two that I discovered in 2020 that have become holy grails for me are the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. Whoops, and that's upside down. Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. This one is a stunning mascara. This works extremely well. I love these thin tapered wands that really get at the base of your lashes and coat them well. I like a thinner formula versus a thicker formula. I don't have the patience to fight with a thicker formula mascara. I want it to start coating my lashes. I don't want to have to put more than 2 coats on if I don't have to. And I want my lashes to look lengthened. I have a lot of lashes, so I'm not really into volume, but I really need length. I have very short, stubby lashes. And this really adds, this is a really great one for increasing my length as well as defining and keeping a curl as well. Now, my favorite drugstore mascara, and I have tried many mascaras from the drugstore, but I have found that my all-time favorite drugstore mascara is the L'Oreal Unlimited Mascara. This is the best, in my opinion, the best drugstore mascara. Again, a very similar brush to the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. It's not a drier formula. It's a little bit of a thinner, wetter formula. It coats the lashes beautifully. It adds length. It adds definition. It holds the curl, and it lasts. I don't get any flaking with either of these mascaras or smudging. The other mascara that I've used several times in 2020, which I don't have anymore, I used up, and that's my Thrive Liquid Lash Extension Mascara. That and Bad Gal Bang tied for my #1 mascara, high-end mascara slot. Now, lastly, let's move on to lips. And I have quite a few choices here for lips. Now, to start off, when I'm doing my makeup, I like to use a little lip balm. I have very dry lips, so that way, if I don't use a balm, when I get to lining my lips, it drags and it skips and it doesn't go on smoothly. So this is what I discovered from Sephora. This is the Glow Recipe Lip Pop in Watermelon, and I am just about out of this. I just got myself a backup. This is it. This is all I have left. And I use this every day. It is moisturizing. It does add just a hint of a pink tint to my lips, which is fine. But it blends away the minute I apply liner and lip color and gloss or what have you. So this is a great moisturizing lip balm that I use all the time. Now for liners, I have a couple. My all-time favorite lip liner is my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner. This is a perfect sort of pinky nude shade. I don't go for true nudes because they're too warm on me and they make me look like I have concealer on my lips. But this one's a perfect pinky nude shade. Then I have another one here. This one is actually from Profusion, and this is their matte lip pencil, and it's in the shade Secret. And this is a very inexpensive, low cost version. The shade is, this one's just a tiny bit more pink than the Charlotte Tilbury. That's this one right here. It's just a tint more pink, which is fine because as I said, I don't really wear true nudes. Now for lip color. So I have two. I have a liquid lipstick and then I have a bullet lipstick. I don't really care for many liquid lipsticks, but the one that I use a lot is the Buxom full-on lip polishes. This one is in the shade Dolly. I bought it the same time I bought the palette. This is what I'm wearing on my lips today, along with the Charlotte Tilbury. And I'll put this on the back of my hand so you can see the shade. This is a perfect pinky nude, like mid-tone pinky nude shade right there. And it goes well with either one of those pencils. And then for I wear bullet lipsticks more than I wear any other lip color. I just happen to like them better. I like the control. I like the fact that they're creamy and they don't feel drying on the lips like a lot of liquid lipsticks. In fact, I decluttered a lot of my liquid lipsticks and I just kept the ones that I absolutely love, which is not that many. I think I have 4 pink, 4 nude, and maybe 4 like berry and a red. That's pretty much it. But this one is gorgeous. This is very similar to Too Faced. Let's see, do I have that here? Yes, I do. This is, you've seen these Too Faced lipsticks here. This one is in the shade Strip Search, and it's that gorgeous pinky nude. Well, this shade in Revlon, this is the Revlon new matte lipstick in Untold Stories. Now, it says it's matte, but it is not drying at all. There you go. It is the almost exact dupe to that Too Faced lipstick. I'll put it on the back of my hand there. There you go, right there. It is a gorgeous pinky nude shade, and I absolutely love it. Now, glosses. This is the last category, and then our video will be over. And by the way, the one that I'm wearing, as I said, is the Buxom Dolly. That's what I'm wearing today with the Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm not wearing a gloss because I find that's quite moisturizing. It feels good on the lips. It doesn't feel drying. They're very comfortable. But I do love to wear gloss. And there's 2 glosses that I've reached for quite a bit. One is a high-end and one is a drugstore, because I do like to provide alternatives. Not everybody has the same, price point as others. So I want to be fair and include products that will appeal to the masses. But last year, I bought this little trio of Pat McGrath lip glosses, and they're all gorgeous, and I love them. But this one I've reached for over and over again. This one is in the shade Pale Fire Nectar. This is a stunning lip gloss. It has that really gorgeous, like a pinky peach sort of reflect. I don't know if you can see that right there. Let me put some on the just on the bottom lip there. It's just so beautiful. It's gorgeous. It just highlights the bottom lip, and it just makes your lips look so full and juicy, And then the last product I wanted to talk to you about, actually next to last product I wanted to talk to you about, is another lip gloss. And this one, surprisingly, is from the brand No. 7. Now, you don't hear a lot of people talk about their lip products, but this one I purchased and I have not looked back. This is their High Shine lip gloss, and this is in the shade Sparkling Rose. And it looks very similar to the Pat McGrath. This one has a bit more pink to it. But this is gorgeous. I use this over pinky nude lipsticks all the time. And the shade is very similar to Pat McGrath, but this one has a little less pink pigment to it. See, I don't know if you can see it right there. It just goes over the lips and it makes them look just pouty and fuller. And I just love that. Again, I've been using those 2 lip glosses all year. And the last topic I have is setting spray. Now, I do not have a drugstore alternative here handy, but this one is Laura Geller's Spackle Mist Restore with coconut water. This setting spray is phenomenal. Look at the mist on this. It is so fine. You can barely feel it as it settles, and it's got that natural fresh coconut smell. It is not it's not an artificial coconut fragrance at all. It is so refreshing, and it sets your makeup. And the mist is my favorite part. It is so fine. It's very similar to the Morphe continuous setting sprays as far as that light mist. Theirs is continuous, but this one is a pump. And it just, I mean, I'm wearing this today. Now, another alternative to this, and I don't have it here, but another alternative to this would be like, again, the Morphe one would be a nice one. I'm trying to think what else. And the Milani ones, the Milani Make It Last is another one. That's it. The spray on the Milani's aren't quite as fine as this one, but it's a very good alternative. So that's it. That's the last product in today's video. These are all my Holy Grail products for 2020. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're advised of all my future uploads. And hit the thumbs up. Let me know if you like this video. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what your Holy Grail products of 2020 were. I love hearing what you folks really love. And it does sometimes influence me to purchase and grow to love those products as well. So please leave me a comment. I appreciate it. Thank you to all my subscribers. I just hit 100 subscribers today. Today is Wednesday, the 19th, I believe. Nope, sorry, Wednesday the 20th. And I hit 100 subscribers. So thank you all for sticking with me. I've got some great content coming up, so please stay tuned and continue to be subscribed and hit that notification bell. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.